Hello, St. Martin, and welcome to the Integrity Chamber's new video series, Civic Participation in the Democratic System. I am your host, Amanda Brown. In this video, we will be discussing civic participation on St. Martin. With me today is past president of the Windward Island Chamber of Labor Unions and vice president of the Teachers Union, Ms. Claire Elshot. Ms. Elshot, welcome.
Thank you, Amanda, for having me, and thank you for being part of this series also.
So we're just going to jump right into it, and you can explain to the people what is civic participation.
Well, civic participation is the privilege of civilians, people in the country, to participate actively in discussions on the decision making of any topic.
So St. Martin has a democratic system. What are then the benefits of, having civic participation within the democratic system?
So in a democratic system, there are needs from the time you're born. There are certain privileges that you get also, and there are certain obligations. So within that democratic system, you have to make sure that there is a balance and fairly balance out what needs to be there. You need to have certain guidelines and the participation of the civil society in putting these guidelines forward. And that's very important.
Right.
Especially in a democratic country.
Right. So I'm hearing you say that, the participation of the civil society ensures that we get to claim the rights that we are, eligible for, in the different phases of our life.
And even if there is something, for example, that you're denied, there's always in a democratic system a system in place. So if you get a denial, that's not the end. You can appeal, because that is what it's about. In a democratic system, you have those rights for your voice to be heard.
So, Ms. Elshot, think with me then to a society where there is a lack of civic participation. What are the possible consequences?
So the possible consequences would be that basically there would also be a lack in your development. We will be actually, as
Stunted.
civilians, we'll be stuck and we would be missing out on a lot of things, and you would then have a lot of antiquated stuff dealing with.
So what would you say to people? What would you say to citizens to get them, and to encourage them to be more active, to encourage them to participate, civilly in society?
Well, to start with, there should be opportunities for them to be able to participate. So think on town hall meetings on certain topics, etc., and in different districts and communities. People might feel, or the community might feel, that they have to be on this level of education for them to participate. No, go out and leave your voice be heard. They can be small things, but when you put 1 and 1 is 2, it add up to a portfolio that would then guarantee that once your voice is heard, that you can get improvements. Out of that process, you have in several communities, like a community council, where the residents can also bring forward certain lack of things that they need to develop to the community council. And the council would then have meetings with other community councils, but also with the government. Basically, it is also for those community councils to prepare the people, bring the awareness, and also do capacity building to make sure that people know what they can, as persons, what they can achieve.
Ms. Elshot, you have been so vocal in St. Martin, vocal in our society for so many years. Why has civic participation been so important to you?
Civic participation is important to me because this is the way that you would be able to participate in discussions that would lead to actually policies to benefit you and your members or you and the society at large. Because without participation, there might be a neglect of your needs or even the wrong determination of what is person's need. So once you are part of a society or a district, you know what is the needs, and by voicing and participating in that discussion, you can bring about changes that are very important to you and your society.
Well, before we end this segment, was there anything else that you would like to add?
Well, basically, I would like to add that integrity for me too, because this is an integrity chamber. Integrity is for me also a very, very important factor because in the process of changing civil society or applying the changes, you have to make sure that there are no bias movements going on. It has a trend that if you and me are friends, everything would be good, but you would criticize the other person and actually not do the building or tell the person that is your friends where they are lacking their strength and weaknesses. And the basics of having that courage to tell someone their strength and their weakness is because you have integrity.
Thank you so much for your time, Ms. Elshot, and we thank you for your valuable contributions, not only to this topic, but also to society in general. And to you, our viewers, we thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next video in our series, Civic Participation in a Democratic System.